Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It has been a minute, ain't it? Well, what? A month? I guess a month because I'm headed back to Tennessee, my doctor's appointment, because I still have not gotten all that set up yet. I do have an appointment made to see the new doctor, but the new doctor has to refer me to the doctor that I need to see. So I have to do that. So hopefully all of it will get resolved within this next month's time period. Who knows? So I figured I would come on and hold on. Okay. I don't want a whole bunch of likes. I get so many spam calls that I have this little thing on through Verizon that will block spam calls. How they know, I don't know. It could be people that I need to talk to. I don't know, but anywho. So the weather's been weird. It's been really nice. We've had a lot of storms. Whew, a lot of storms over the past few weeks. Um, but then last night it was freezing temperatures down in the 30s, just as I had started planting, putting flowers in pots and all that, and it wants to freeze. Like, oh gosh. So yeah, it was a little cool this morning. But anywho, let's see what else. So last week, beginning not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, um, I had to go over and take care of my son's two kitties, um, Andy and Weasley. Because they went to the Bahamas. No, I can't. I can't. Um, I have never dealt with that personally, like not in my home. So I don't, I guess it depends on like how old your children are. Um, if they're young, I I think I'm more concerned about young children coming out as trans or saying that, oh, I'm not really a girl, I'm a boy. You know that I'm concerned about it because it's it's become like the almost like the popular thing. Hi, meow now, I miss you too. It's kind of like the thing, and then later, they're going, oh, no, no, I am what I am, and I'm not really trans. So I'm not good for giving advice on it. Um, but just be their mom and love them. And um, if they're young, I would not like really encourage it so much because You don't want to push them into something that they really don't know a lot about. Because when they're young, they don't know. They don't really know. So, so there's a lot of factors there that you have to deal with. But I wish you all the luck in the world to deal with that. Well, when you've got a whole bunch of people talking about being trans, and you've got adults, you've got teachers. Like my sister was telling me about a teacher who was, asking their students, I need to like change my nail polish. What color should I get? It was a male teacher. Um, but, it almost seemed like once it, I'm not even sure how to put it. I don't know, but it really kind of took off, and suddenly you hear where a lot, a lot of kids, even little ones, are like, "I'm trans." They're. I understand, like adults, because they understand their actuality. I'm not gonna say the whole word because it's actuality. Okay, they understand, but small kids do not. Yeah, that's it. Leave them alone. They don't encourage it. Don't force it. And we see videos even on YouTube of parents trying to make up the minds for the kids. No, they could be born a boy, and the parents is telling them, no, no, you're supposed to be a girl. And so, I mean, ugh, not a topic I really want to get into on here, because I know it can lead to, you know, arguments and this, that, and the other. And I don't want that. Like, I don't want that. So that's that. Hi, everybody. Hi, B. So, yeah, on my way to Tennessee. I'll go to the doctor's. So I figured, I would get on and update you guys. Um, so let's talk about Cartman. Cartman, um, I don't remember what the situation was the last time, a month ago when I was on it, but he was working at Domino's. He was the manager. He doing really well, and I guess then he met another girl online, and things just kind of went downhill. But anyway, so he texted me. I know my son that I lived close to had asked me, "Hey, what do you hear from Cartman?" And I'm like, nothing. I've not heard anything from him. And I swear it was like 2 days later, I get this message saying that he got kicked out from where he was living. and he was going to go to Arkansas, where this girl is from. And I'm like, listen, you've already done this twice, where you've gone to this person, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Um, oh, but this one, you'll see, Mom, you'll see. So he's like, can you drive me to Arkansas? No, no, I can. What? No. So I got online. I started looking to see how much, were like bus tickets and airline tickets and so on and so forth. And so I was trying to work things out with him because he got himself kicked out of the family. And so it's like, so then I think it was like the next day, he told me that, well, Arkansas is no longer an option because she broke up with me and went back to her ex-boyfriend. Okay. Okay. So then one night what is this? It's like a little doggy daycare. Oh my gosh. Oh, Countryside Veterinary Hospital. There's a whole bunch of, maybe they still, I don't, there's a whole bunch of big dogs. Anyways, um, he said, can I come and stay with you for a period of time? I can pay you rent. Or who you lying to? You remember who you're talking to, okay? I can pay you rent and people will vouch for me. And so, but I did text one of the family members and asked him, what did he spend his money on when he was getting paid? And he said that they charged him $150 every 2 weeks. He paid them. I was shocked because he wouldn't pay a dime towards rent before. Like what? Like I was shocked. But anyway, and so I had to tell him, you can't come here. You can't. And I hated saying it. I hated it. I hated it. But everything is a result of his actions. Everything was going so well until he hooked up with this girl and I guess some other friends. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I've not heard from him since. I do not know where he is. I do not know if he's alive. I do not know anything. And it's driving me bananas because I want to know that he's okay. You know what I mean? So I don't really know where I don't know. And I've checked in with the family and they've not heard anything from him either. So, but let me say this. One day, because we shared a calendar. Okay, he and I shared a calendar. So it was, I don't know, a couple days before April Fools. Okay, he put on the calendar for April Fools gun store. Did you hear me? And I'm like, I texted him, why did you put that on the calendar? I never heard anything from him. So you can rest assured come April 1st, I was like, Googling and trying to make sure something like that didn't happen because I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? I was trying to get him to go to Texas to his bio, but he said, but I don't have a bond with them. I don't know it's them. That's the point. You just go and get to know them. Go. I just, I don't, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little freaked out about it, and it, you know. So, anyways, I can't see what you guys are writing. Yeah, it's time for him to get to know them. Thank you for the good luck on driving. So, anyways, that's kind of like I don't know. Hopefully, by the next time that we talk, I will know something. I don't know. Um, I mean, at some point, I figure he's going to have to ask me for money. Like, I know that he had one last paycheck because he had quit working because he was supposed to go to Arkansas or whatever. Yeah, so, dude, stop with these long distance damn girlfriends. Stop it. Stop it. Mm-mm. These girls, they don't want a guy that is not, um, didn't have himself together. So, you got to get yourself together, dude. I mean, so I don't know. I don't. Anyway, so earlier I was talking about I had to take care of my went over and took care of my son's cats, Andy and Weasley, and it never fails that I never I never do what I'm asked to do. Just go over and feed the pets. Just make sure that they're okay. Just go over and take care of them. Okay, not a problem. No, no. I decided to get the hedge clippers and start attacking their backyard because there are bushes that have had gotten out of hand. The rose bushes were ridiculous. Like, why are these rose bushes this high and messy? I mean, you know, listen, Annie. So I go over there and I do that. Um, and it takes, I mean, it took me all week because I had three batteries for the weed eater and the hedge clippers. And once all three of them died, then that was the end of it. I had to go home and get them all charged up and then take them back with me the next day and carry on. Fortunately, well, okay, a few weeks ago, being out in the country, I ordered leg gaiters um, to prevent, like if I'm outside or whatever, I could put them on, and it will prevent um, uh, snake bites. Okay, snake bites on down low, shit stuff. But I also, because I know that there's like some wood and different things that needed to be picked up, that's been done. But I also ordered gloves, and they come up pretty high. But you can't, you can't, get a bite through them. Of course, they are bulky, so I made sure that I took that stuff. Now, granted, my son's new house is not in the country or anything; it's in a neighborhood. But you never know what could be curled up behind somebody. You just don't know. So as I'm carried on with these rose bushes, they of course have thorns. Oh, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I don't know if you heard that, but it said, "Welcome to Tennessee." Listen, I'm gonna be super late for my appointment. I already called them and told them. My appointment's at 11:10. It takes somewhere, 2.5, 3 hours. Depends on if you get stuck behind a slow truck or whatever. But I called them and told them that. I said the Huntsville traffic is really bad. I'm gonna be a few minutes late. But anyways, it was my fault because I didn't leave the house early enough. Um, Anywho, let me tell you something. Those thorns on the rose bushes, they hurt so bad. And I mean to tell you. And I told my son, I said I had figured it out. Rose bushes, though they are beautiful, they are designed for hell. I bet there are beautiful rose bushes in hell with all them thorns on them. And I got one stuck. I got a thorn that broke off of some. It got it in my finger. I had to pull it out. Listen, after that, well, let me two things there. After that, I did not touch those rose bushes again without my gloves, my snake gloves, and they did not. The thorns could not even come close to penetrating those gloves. Um, it was the next day or 2 days later, I woke up and my knuckle on that finger, the knuckle right here, this knuckle. hurts so bad. And I'm like, why the heck is my knuckle hurting? That doesn't make sense. For the past several days, my finger is swollen. My knuckle still hurts, but I'm able to move my finger a lot better than I have been. So it's getting better. But I did a little bit of research on it, and there is like this, I don't know, I can't remember if it was a fungus or what, but anyway, if you have issues, like it said, you need to see a doctor, you need to be on medication because that kind of stuff can, whatever it is, I can't remember the name of it, but it can travel even to your lungs and stuff. I was like, Jesus, Lord of mercy. So, yeah, rose bushes, things. They got thorns. That's hell's decorations right there. I'm not kidding. So, but anyway, so I had said something to my son about rose bushes and thorns, and he said, "What brought that on?" And I just said, "Oh, your rose bushes." I didn't tell him. And so then they said, "Yeah, the gardener is coming next week to fertilize and cut them back." And I'll hold on, hold on. Your gardener? You have a gardener? Never once have I heard them talk about a garden. Now I'm stressed out because, listen, if I come to your house to cut something, it's not professional, okay? I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's probably going to say, okay, half a mile. Now, like your rose bushes are going to die because she cut them on a Tuesday at the wrong angle. I mean, I just knew that it was, oh my gosh. Okay. I got to make up some time on this interstate. So, anywho, we got 57 miles. So I've been stressed about that. Okay. They're in the Bahamas and I'm over here whacking the heck out of the rose bushes and they're regular bushes. The regular bush is no big deal. You just kind of got to round them off or square them off, whatever, whatever, whatever. So one day, as I was leaving their house, my son called. He FaceTimed me, which I thought, well, that's weird. He never FaceTimes me. But he FaceTimed me, and he said, I need you to go back to the house. Okay. So I went back, and he needed me to check. He was not able to tap into something on his phone. So I had to go in and whatever. Then he said, "So let's take a look at the rose bushes." So I walked outside and showed them their rose bushes. And I think it was like a collective, like sigh, a big sigh of relief, because they were like, oh, that's fantastic. Good, good. Oh, and they're blooming and blah, blah, blah. So, and I said, well, I didn't know y'all had a gardener. And he's like, oh, we don't. We were just messing. Jiminy crickets. That'll be stressing me out. Come on now. Anyways. Then also while I was there, so I'm kind of trying to split my time, taking care of the kitties, doing yard work, and then I organized their pantry. And then I decided to organize their spice cabinet where all their spices are. Listen, I can't ever do what I'm told. Just go take care of the cats. I'm always having to get into something else. There's the bobos. What am I doing? I don't know what the speed limit is. Should be 70. So. Anyways, so that's was that. Oh, and the police were back there. Um, so they got back from the Bahamas, and now my son, he had to turn around and leave the very next day and um, fly to Arizona for a work trip. This has to do with his job, um, and he'll be there for the next 2 weeks. So it's anyway. Um, Sal is still humping Tito. I have not had him fixed yet. I still haven't done it. But he's still humping Tito. Um, Sal's just bad. He's just bad all the way around. Like I threaten him all the time. Like I'm about to open this door and just boot you out, and you can go live free. He's like Cartman. He's so bad. I'm kidding. Oh lordy. But Midnight's doing fine, and he's a bully. You know. But they're all doing well. They're all doing well. I know, but I want to though. I want to so bad. He just doesn't. He doesn't listen. So now his thing is to jump up onto the stove, then from the stove to the top of the refrigerator, from the refrigerator on top of the cabinets. And I keep trying to block off. Like at night, I will put like this piece of cardboard that I have up there to try to block him. Are you kidding? I woke up this morning, cardboard on the floor. I mean, he don't care. He don't care. He's just like, I'm what I want to do. Together inside the house. It's ridiculous. Um, Going on 4 months. So let's see. I found out that a friend of mine that so way back in the 80s, like 83, 84. I can't remember when we went. I can't remember when we went, but it's somewhere around 83, 84. Because my husband at the time was in the Navy. We were stationed in Hawaii, okay? And at one point, now we lived in different housing areas, military housing. And at one point, we lived in this one housing area. Um, and I was pregnant with my second, well, it would have actually been my fourth because I had my daughter and then I miscarried twice and then my first son, my California son, okay? So anyway, so I was pregnant with him and I met a lady across the parking lot in her building. We both happened to be checking the mail at the same time because it was one of those community, like mailbox things. And so we met, and this would have been in 1984, and we were both due with our babies about the same time. And so we became fast friends. And like then we were just kind of best friends. Like her and her husband and me and mine, like we hung out, we did everything together. It was just, and on days when we would go to the commissary to get groceries, it was always on commissary day. We had chili dogs. That's what we would do every commissary day. We had chili dogs with them. Anyways, so her son was born at the end of August, and mine was born on September 9th. So actually, they were 10 days apart. Um, I hope I don't lose y'all here as we're going around in through the mountain here. Um, so at some point, now her and her, they were Army people and we were Navy people. So I think if I don't, they left Hawaii first. Now they were originally from Alabama, and they were like high school sweethearts. Um, so he got out of the army and they came back to Alabama. They lived in Mobile. Mobile was where they were from. And her and I have stayed in touch ever since. We visited each other. When we were living in California, she flew out to California. I would fly to Alabama. Um, we spent like no matter what, we maintained our friendship. Um, and we could go for periods of time without talking and then just pick right up where we left off. One of those kind of things, right? Um, and so in 2021, she was diagnosed with kidney, kidney cancer. I think it was kidney or bladder. Oh my gosh, why is it? Anyways, she beat that. She beat it. Um, as cancer does. Cancer's a bitch. We know that. It came back, and so she passed away uh, just a couple weeks ago. It's still hard for me to wrap my head around it. But so that happened. Um, yeah. Um, I'm debating. I'm so debating. Like I have another story to tell you. I'm just debating if I should or not because once upon a time there was my mom, and my mom was married to this man. I don't even know how long they were married. Not. I don't know. Not very long because he was an ex. So, anyways, so my mom and him produced a child, a daughter. But the bio father was like, no, no, and he split. Okay. And so on that note, I'll jump many years ahead just to tell you this. Then I'll have to go back. But then I'll tell you this. This child that they had together a while back decided for medical reasons to look for him and his family to get medical history and all that kind of crap, right? But according to the child, someone told her he is ill and don't ever try to contact him again. He wants nothing to do with you. Ouch. I mean, that stings, you know? All right, now I'll go back. Because I'm going to talk about that again, but at least you have a little bit of a something up here, to remember. Okay. So then my mother, through her friends, met my dad, and they liked each other, blah, 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 blah. The rest is history, right? Lord knows they, did their thing, produced the wooden eagle, right? So my dad was in the Navy, and so he had was this was in San Diego, okay? And so then at some point he was being I don't know. At some point he was being shipped off to Alaska. And at that time back then, um, it's not like it is now. Hold on, I have this done. Okay. Um, so Now, my mom was still pregnant with me. And so my mom and her first child, the daughter, my half sister, I don't even want to use the word sister. My dad had them stay with his parents here in Tennessee while he was being shipped out. So that way she could have me and, you know, I would be well. And so that's what happened. So then I was born. And then my dad got orders to go to Italy. This time, the whole family was able to go. And so we went to Italy, which is where my little sister was born. So there's 2 years between my older sister, and then there's me, and then so it's like born in 61, born in 63, born in 65. Okay, that's how it goes. Then they wanted, after being in Italy for however long, then they wanted to send my dad to Vietnam, and he's like, I'm out. And so he got out. Okay, he got out. And so they settled in Tennessee, where I go. Okay, they settled there. And then my parents got divorced. You know, after a while, they'd been married. I don't know. They had been together probably 11 or 12 years, probably. I'm not sure, but they got divorced. And anyways, then my mom, she wasn't supposed to. She was naughty. She wasn't supposed to, but she took us three girls and out of the state of Tennessee and off to California. We went. Okay. I had a really hard time growing. When I was growing up, I think, the most difficult time of the three of us because my little sister was just too little. But so she don't, but I had a really hard time because I never wanted to be away from my dad. I was not a happy camper, and so I ended up going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between my parents until finally they put a stop to that. So, but I really struggled with their divorce. Um, but anyways, this older sister that I have, now I'm jumping way ahead, just to kind of, is the type of person who will never and has never taken a responsibility or held herself accountable for any of the choices that she's made in her life. Never. She blames my mom for everything, and it's so stupid because we lived such a hard childhood. Bitch, listen, there's two other girls that was raised alongside of you, and we're kind of normal. What is your problem? Anyhow, my relationship with her has been somewhat contentious. We just, I've tried, and then she just causes issues. So I'm just like, whatever. And so then we won't communicate for a long time, and then suddenly, you know, she'll pop up, and then blah blah blah. Well, that just happened. That just happened again. Okay, just recently, she popped up. She decided to go to New York to see my mother. Now, my little sister, she lives in New York, and she looks after my mom. My mom lives in her own place, but my little sister looks after her. She has for years. I mean, she just has. The older sister has been nothing but mean to my mother. But more recently, from what I understand, she has been acting a little better. She's been acting better. And so she wanted to come go to New York. My sister, the older sister, lives in Michigan. She wanted to go and see my mom. My mom is not well. She's in her 80s. She's in a lot of pain all the time. Like, my mom's not well. I mean, it just is what it is. And so she wants to go and visit. And she said she wants to, just reconcile and get everything awesome. And my sister, my little sister, is the ever, I mean, it's almost gross. She's so kind. There, I popped up. Are y'all there? Or am I just talking and ain't not a damn person listening? Lord, these Tesla things are just so ugly, right? These trucks. What is happening? What is the point? Why do you have that? It's ugly. I don't get it. It's supposed to be a truck. That doesn't look like a truck. I don't know what that is. Okay, so you're with me. You're with me. Okay. All right. So So again, my little sister, she's like, but she will bend over backwards for somebody, and especially my mom. And so she's like, that's fine. You can come and you can spend time with mom and all of that. This, you know, she was very accommodating to my older sister. She's very accommodating. Went to the airport, picked her up, uh, the whole 9 yards. Did everything. Took her out to eat. I mean, and ultimately, she stayed at my little sister's house too. So I didn't know how I really felt about it, and it was funny because it's one of those things where my little sister will tell me, "Hey, I need to tell you something." It's one of those conversations. I need to tell you something. Okay, had to do with mom. Oh, and she said it's my older sister. Listen, now I'm going to go back. When she was looking for her father, now my dad adopted her when she was young, okay? So she had the same last name as the entire family. She had the same last name, okay? But when she went looking for her father, I remember in a letter or a card or something that she had sent, she referred to him by his first name. She referred to my dad by his first name. And she would call him your dad, your dad. That hurt my dad. It hurt my dad a lot. Not that she was looking for him. That was fine. Nobody cared that she was looking for her bio father because listen, she needs that information. Like everybody needs to know medical history. Nobody cared about that. It was how she talked about him, though. And I have always been like this, the keeper of my dad. Like, don't you dare ever disrespect him. I don't care who you are. You just don't do it. Like I'm some sort of, wearing a cape, like. So, anyways, when my dad got sick, well, he didn't get sick. He fell. He tripped over a water hose because he was hurrying to trying to get my good for nothing brother to wherever he was trying to go. And my dad tripped over this hose and fell and broke his hip. Okay, so he had to go to the hospital to get that fixed, and then ultimately everything went downhill and he died. Like, sir, whoever's driving this truck, would you please? Oh my gosh. So she knew what was going on because there were various other family members that were telling her. People were calling and asking how he was doing, and then like even her own son called, hey, how's your dad, blah blah blah. She knew exactly what was going on. um, After he died, maybe a year after, maybe it was a year or several months after he died, she decided to tell everybody, to tell us, that while she had been here in Tennessee visiting to go to one of my stepmom's kids, so another half sister, she came for her wedding. They got married at the courthouse, I think. But anyway, so while she was there for that ceremony, um, when they were leaving the courthouse, my sister and my dad rode together going back because that's just how my dad always was. Like, okay, we're done. Somebody going home, give me a ride. He's just like, I ain't hanging out here doing nothing. So, anyways, so she said that my dad, her adoptive father, tried to put the moves on her and tried to do all this stuff. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. She said that she ended up locking herself in the bedroom. And she said my dad kept knocking, you know, come out, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I haven't had, I'm just going to stay in here. I'm going to turn in. I put my pajamas on, blah, 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 whatever. All right. Everybody knew and knows that that story is 100% bullshit. First of all, he thought she was crazy. Anyways, like he really thought that she was kind of nuts. Um, she said that they used to go and have coffee together and discuss his actual. I'm leaving out the S. The actual issues he and my stepmom had. Let me tell you something, honey. My dad was like old. He's an old generation, okay? You don't even bring up stuff like that in front of him. He can't handle it. He cannot talk about stuff like that. It's embarrassing. It's disrespectful. It's all of the things. When he was smoking, back when he used to smoke cigarettes, and he, even though his parents knew he was smoking, he would never, ever smoke at their house, ever. He just had that kind of respect. So for her to now make all of these accusations against him, you are dead to me, bitch. You are dead to me. Plus, I have photos of that ceremony where my little half sister got married at the courthouse. I have photographs at the ceremony and back at the house where everybody's standing around partying. My sister standing right there, fully clothed, with champagne in her hand, laughing, smiling. Listen, she is upset. She wrote me and my sister back in 2016. This is when it came out about all this. She wrote to us. Hold on, I lost my train of thought for a second. Wait a minute. What the hell was I going to say? Wait a minute. What was in that card besides that? Wait a minute. She wrote to us that either me or my little sister or my stepmom should have called her when he passed away. And if nothing else, we should have called her to chew her out for not having gone and visited them in a long time. Bitch, how old are you? Why would we call you and chew you out? How stupid is that? You knew that he wasn't doing well. You knew. all this was happening. Another 7 minute delay. Oh my God. Anywho, we went back and forth back then in 2016. And the thing is, when she popped up this time again, I knew that somewhere I had all this stuff and I just needed to find it. Sure enough, back then I knew all this is going to come up again. And so I had printed out all the emails, everything that was said. I put everything in a binder, honey. And I pulled that binder out, and now there was everything, the pictures, the whole 9 yards. Everything I needed was right there. Plus, when my dad died, everything of his would have just been tossed out. But I took me and my little sister, like my sister has all of his military records and all of that kind of stuff. And I took just other kind of documents and what, well, as it turns out, I have all the divorce papers and all the documents about the visitation and all of that because she said that when we were little, that dad only wanted to visit when it was time for us to visit him, that he would only take me and my little sister. But she wasn't. She said it's in the divorce papers. The judge signed off on it. Excuse me, let me just dig them up. Okay, let me dig up these papers. No place, no place in all of those documents did it ever leave her out of the visitation. My mom said the only reason that she would not go, like if we went to my dad's, after the divorce, my dad stayed with his parents because that's when he started driving a truck, uh, uh, like a semi. And so, anyways, so we would go over there on visitation, and there was no time that she was not included. Oh my God, the deer right there. Um, but there would be times when she'd say, I don't want to go. That's the only time that she didn't go is because she didn't want to go. So when she comes on this trip now, this supposed reconciliation trip, she's now questioning my mother about why. Why did this happen? Why did you allow this to happen? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what are you talking about? Because ain't none of that true. Then she changed it from I saw the papers, the judge signed it, to don't you remember, Mom? You and I had a conversation about it. Mom said that ain't true. None of that is true. None of it. So she keeps. Hold on. Which lane? Let me see. Hold on a minute. You can't see because there's a semi in front of me. So I can't see. Damn. Um. So she keeps hounding mom because she doesn't believe my mom. She's telling my mom also. She's saying that my dad, the only reason my dad adopted her. Okay, which lane? Hold on. Hold on. I can't tell. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like it's this lane. It's closed. Damn, these trucks. Hmm. Anyway, she said that the only reason that my dad adopted her was so that because she had to have the last name as the rest of us to be able to go to Italy when my dad got stationed there. Again, my mom's like, that's a lie. Sister, nope, nope. We talked about it before. You told me this a long time ago. You sat me down and told me that mom didn't tell you nothing like that because all of it's a lie. She had not been adopted prior to going to Italy. Her and I were on my mom's passport. Just, you know, I don't know if you can do that now. I don't really know, but um, she did not get adopted until she was like 5 or so because my dad knew that at some point all 3 of us girls would be attending the same school. He wanted everybody to have the same last name and he wanted to start her out that way. That's when she got adopted. But she will not believe my mother. But it's okay because my mom has the paperwork to prove it. But she absolutely drove my mother bananas. She said that she was going to stay the night one night with my mom, but then changed her mind. My mom sleeps in her recliner. I guess I know a lot of older people that sleep in their recliners. I think it's easier to breathe. It's just easier. Look, it may be that I'll end up like that too because it gets harder and harder to roll out of the bed. So, anyways, but she would not stay the night. She told my little sister, she said, I don't. So my mom has a room, a bedroom, and a bed, and it's like one of the hospital type beds where you can raise the head. It does its thing. I don't sleep on those kinds of beds. Bitch, you ought to be glad you got a bed to begin with. She could have threw you a sleeping bag and said, "Here you go, sleep on the floor." She wouldn't stay with my mom. So she questioned it, regardless of my sister telling her. She asked my sister this question. Then she turned around and asked my mother the same thing, and that is about her her will. Do you have a will? Do you have life insurance? And I'm just so afraid that I'm going to be left out. Left out of what? My mom don't have anything. Nothing. Okay, she don't have anything. She don't have anything. My mom wants to be cremated and sprinkled at the ocean. She doesn't have anything. And if she did, everything that my mom's got that is, like money wise, should go to my little sister because and who lives and she has taken care of her for the last oh gosh, 25, 30 years, I guess. I don't know. It's been a really long time. My little sister should get whatever, but there's not anything. She'd be lucky to pay for to cover the cremation and all the things, okay? On the day that my sister left New York, they stopped by my mom's on the way to the airport so that my older sister could tell her goodbye and all the stuff. And then she said to my little sister, I think we should get going because, um, I don't want to be late at the getting to the airport. My sister's like, we have plenty of time. Okay. Uh, we have plenty of time. Well, she didn't like that answer. So then a few minutes later, she said, you know what? I'm hungry. I'd like to get something to eat before the flight. So we should go. So my mom said, okay. Come to find out, what she said was the reason she wanted to leave was, I cannot sit there and listen to her repeat the same stories. You have not seen your mother in what, 15 years, and you're there to reconcile or spend quality time with her, right? Now, what you said you were coming for. But God forbid she repeat a story because and now you can't handle it. Shut up. Just shut up. Girl, I wish I'd have been there. I wish I'd have been there. You just don't know. Ah, I have so much frustration built up in me, honey. I need to release it somehow, some way. And her, she's the perfect one. Um, so when she got home, she told my little sister, "Oh, Mom said that she wants to have her ashes sprinkled up here at Lake Superior because that's where I will be." My little sister was like, so she asked my Mom, did you tell her? Absolutely not. I never said nothing of the kind. Never. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's a little bit kooky, okay? In 2 miles. Okay. Are we done being played? Let me see. 2 miles. 840 east. Oops. Definitely. Yeah. But we're getting closer. Anyways, um, then so she reached out to me. She reached out, my older sister. She texted me. Ultimately, I just had to tell her, listen, um, we've spent, dude, slow. We've spent more time apart in life than we have together. We don't know each other. We don't know each other. And I'm glad that, that like people have forgiven you because there was a lot of that kind of stuff too. About when it comes to dad. Can y'all hear these instructions? I'm sorry. See, 840 towards Knoxville, Murfreesboro. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. another 46 miles. Damn. If I drove all the way here and the doctor said, sorry, I'll be mad. It is. I told her, I'm glad that you are, trying to get peace in your life. Apparently, I'm a different person. I have found God. I hate when people say that. God was never lost. You didn't find him. I just, but like, I'm glad you're getting the peace and, the forgiveness and all that. But, you know, I don't have to tell somebody if I forgive them or not because it's not for that person. The forgiveness is for me. The forgiveness is to break that bond between me and the person who has offended me or hurt me. But, everybody has to have their walk with Christ the way that they do. And I'm referring a lot to my stepmother because my stepmother reached out to my older sister to say, I forgive you for what you said about your dad, blah, blah, blah. I explained that unfortunately I am God's rebel child. God knows that I'm not going to take the path that He wants me to take. I'm going to take the long way around, but He's going to show up and meet me where I am. I, I can't. I cannot. I can't. I can't. I cannot be loving towards her. She has done some evil things to me, and I can't. I just can't. I wish sometimes that I had a heart like my little sister, who is so, she'll do anything. Like she just, I'm not her. I can't. And also there was one day when my sister was there with my mom, just her and my mom. I think one of my mom's care aides or whatever came. She might have been there, but my sister had to babysit her grandchildren for a while. So later, my sister went over there. When she went over there, my sister's on my mom's computer. She's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, well, mom said she couldn't get her printer to hook up to her computer. And so I told Mom, I went to school for that. I've got a master's degree. I could take care of that for you. She does, listen, she has got um, she degree or something in mechanics. She ain't got nothing to do with no damn. Yes, my little sister, she get a printer. No, no, what she was doing was poking around on my mom's computer to see if she could see and all of that. Then she was also into my mom's meds because my mom was trying to put her little pills in the little pill box for the week or whatever. So she was doing all that. And then so my sister was like into her medicine. Let me see. Let me look at this. Let me fix it. Let me do. And then she was mixing pills together. And no, ma'am. No, ma'am. She feels like that she is this is what she said, I guess. that she's the older sister, therefore she should be the one that's in charge that oversees everything. No, ma'am. If my mom had wanted her to be over, have power of attorney, have all of the things, my mom would have made it so, but she didn't because my older sister. So, so the other day, my little sister had another one of those. I got to tell you some moments, and she said one of mom's requests after she passes away is that the family gets together and has a meal together. We're thinking about it because I have to go break bread with this person because my mom requested it. I'm afraid it's not going to come out. So, we'll see. I'm 1 minute late right now. We'll see. It's been just so much. But it's been fun in that as I'm going through my dad's stuff, I am finding like letters that we wrote to him when we were like living in different places that my mom had taken us, because we moved around a lot. And so I'm reading all these old letters from when, we're like 10 or younger. It's my dad kept everything. He kept everything. So I don't know what she's after. My sister and her husband, every year they go away for their anniversary for like a week or 10 days or something. Well, that's coming up. But now my mom has like and she signed up for the aides so that someone's there 24 hours, okay, like around the clock, because it's harder for my mom to get up and down and do things. So my mom needs the care. So my older sister is now like, I really think I need to be there because, you know, I need to watch over mom while you're gone. And my little sister's like, no, she's got around the clock care. No, no, but I really think that that's what I need to do. I just really feel that I need to be there, blah, blah, blah. No matter what my sister said, she would not, like, my sister will never be mean. She's not like I am. It's no, you cannot come here. My mom said, I do not want her here. If you, my little sister, if you're not going to be here, I don't want her here. I don't want her here. She stresses my mom out. My little sister's already told her, you will not ask any more questions about the past. Do not ask mom anything else. My mom is not well. She's older. I just explained all that. She doesn't, why, how does any of this shit even matter anymore? Why? Why does it matter? Damn, just move on with your life. Like, but if she goes there and tries to stay with my mom while my little sister's gone, honey, listen, there's no telling what she'll get into. What she's looking for something. So I don't know what she's trying to pull. I don't know. But she doesn't need to be there. Like, where were you all these other years when we were going on a trip and somebody could have been looking out for mom? Now my mom's got around the clock care. She does not need you here. No. I was thinking about going. We had actually talked about it, but I cannot be gone for 10 days. I cannot. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But we'll see. Anyways, it's just like it's just family drama that there's been no family drama for a really long time, and then it got too quiet, I guess. She had to rear her head, and here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know what she wants. I don't know what she thinks she's going to get. She's one of these. She's like Katie Joy Paulson, and she loves to be a victim. Always wants to be the victim. Crazy. So, anyways, moving on. I have to tell you about some of my snacks lately that I have found. This right here, and I found this at Walmart. I've never had it before. It's called Pop Daddy. Can y'all see it? Honey, look, it is maple and brown sugar. They're pretzel sticks, the little thin ones. These are delicious. Okay, I'm at Walmart. Now, when I looked up the other day, I looked at their website to see, okay, like what am I missing out on? What other flavors? They've got some very interesting flavors. So you can get these like at Amazon and stuff too, but I got this. It's very good. Oh, then the other day I was at Publix, and so on the day that my son was coming home, I decided to kind of put some Easter decorations out, and I hid her eggs with candy and stuff inside of them and put them around the house for them to find. Just adult fun. I gave him a couple gift cards, and stuff like that. Anyway, so I stopped at Publix because I wanted to find a couple little snacky things. And I've never had this company either. It's called uh, Cabot, Cabot, CABOT Creameries. Look at the flavor on this. Do you see this? It is maple cheddar. So I'm like, well, I could leave this for them in their Easter basket that I left on the counter that had snacks in it. I was like, I really want to taste it, and I don't want to give it to them, and the bag's already been opened, so I kept it. Because I don't really know how to tell you what to tell you about this. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's like taking some cheddar cheese maybe and dipping it in maple syrup. I don't know. which I maple syrup is in the same category as mayonnaise for me. It's like if it's on, I'm gonna eat it. So I would probably dump some cheddar cheese in some maple syrup just to eat. Like I would do that. I'm not sure how I really feel about it in this popcorn. And I've eaten almost the whole bag because I still think, well, I need to try a little bit more and see. Let's see how I feel about it. I think it's okay. I don't know if it's something that I would buy all the time though. I don't know. If y'all have had it, let me know. If y'all have ever tasted it. I mean, it's kind of weird, but like the light, see the little light, this kernel, it's light. That's cheddar. And then you got this little dark one right here. It's got the maple on it. I don't know, but that's what I have found as far as snacks. Um, those are my latest. That's my latest. Those pretzels, honey. Mm, I'm gonna keep buying that. I'm gonna get, um, I ate some stuffed grape leaves the other day. Do y'all like those? I'm not really sure what it's stuffed with. I mean, they're okay, right? Like they're okay. It's like little bites of. This is what it reminds me of. They're like you took a cigar and you cut it. You know, um, that's what they look like, except for they're green. What's the speed limit here? They're going. There's police behind me, but I'm not sure. Should be 70. So, but anywho, that's all I got, y'all. I mean, it's kind of, 30 now, 12 minutes late. We'll get over. I think pretty sure we don't want to get a ticket. God knows we don't want to get a ticket. Um, yeah, really, cheddar anything? Mm. Let's see what this is. Oh, Murfreesboro. He ain't got time to bother with me. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I like cheddar cheese in and of itself, but like I don't want to eat chips that have cheddar on it. It's not rude. It's just I don't know. So that's that. So, anyways, I'm gonna get off here so I can pay attention and get on to my doctor's appointment. But thanks for riding with me. Hi, everybody. I got me some new glasses. I just ain't went and picked them up yet. I need. Oh, maybe if I can get out of here, leave the doctor, turn around and head right back, I'll be able to go get them. So, but anyways, I love y'all. And I'm really hoping everybody's doing well. And I miss you. And yep. Until next time, you guys stay safe, stay well, stay mean. Oh Lordy. No, don't be mean. Don't be like me. um, yeah. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.